Hello, I'm about to go to the gym, which is why I look like this. Judge me all you want. My gym fits are not spectacular. I have these pants. Here, I'll stand up. There's like a cactus on them. And every time I wear these pants, I get compliments on them, but I can't tell if it's ironic or not. Because they look like they're for babies. But before I go to the gym, I just got some new camera batteries in the mail, and I wanted to test them, and I've been meaning to test this sort of setup for a video, you know, with my computer in the background. This is just the opposite side of my room. The other side over here is where I film my videos, you know, typically. But I kind of realized I like making improvised videos like this. They make me feel prolific. I'm also trying to get in a better flow of creating more regularly and just, you know, putting stuff out. And again, I have this second channel now, so I can talk about anything. So I wanted to talk about a musical I just watched, which was Come From Away. Oh, I have Come From Away merch. Maybe I should wear that. I haven't worn this shirt since I was a freshman in high school. So let's see if it fits. It still fits me. It says Come From Away, right down the sleeve, exactly where everyone reads when they look at your t-shirt. I had seen Come From Away years ago when it went on a national tour, when it came to where I live, and I remember really enjoying it, and for years I had heard that there is a pro shot of it, and that it is quite good, but I didn't really believe that. Not that I don't think Come From Away is good, I remember enjoying it quite a bit when I saw it, but I didn't believe that there was a pro shot that was like actually really quite great. I guess that comes down to my opinions on pro shots though. I think pro shots are very valuable and I wish that more of them existed. However, I don't think a lot of them showcase the show to its greatest potential. Like the Hamilton one is a really good example of this because I like a lot of it, but I feel like the editing bogs it down so much for me as opposed to just going to see it live because there's so much happening on stage that you can just miss so much that goes on. I guess I really like the falsettos pro shot, but I feel like I have a similar problem. Like I wish it was a better showcase of everything happening on stage. And while Come From Away is like a very busy show, like there's always the same people on stage. Like the amount of people in the show pretty much never leave the stage. They do quick changes on stage. They play a bunch of characters, but they never leave. I felt like this pro shot was amazing, and not enough people are talking about it. And I think the reason that not enough people are talking about it is because it's on Apple Plus, which is a streaming service that I didn't even know that I had. But I did, which is how I watched Come From Away. But I don't know, I felt like this pro shot, it took advantage of getting on stage in a better way than I've ever seen done before. Because there's like the Hamilton pro shot, where I think there's about 10 scenes throughout where they clearly shot it without an audience, and they got on stage with some guy on a camera filming people, right? And I think this is most notable in the opening number when Lin-Manuel Miranda says, "Alexander Hamilton, my name is Alexander Hamilton." And usually when they perform that, it would be just like crazy amounts of applause. Everyone would go apeshit in the audience, right? But when they did it for the pro shot, they shot it without an audience. They got on the stage and did it. So there wouldn't have to be that really long wait for applause. And I think this was a nice sentiment. However, it takes away from that sort of live atmosphere that you get when you're in the theater, right? And of course, sitting at home watching a pro shot will never be the same as going to see something in the theater. Like when I just watched Come From Away, I watched it lying down on my bed on my laptop. Inherently, that's going to be a different experience than going to see in the theater, but I felt like the Hamilton one was maybe just sort of a lazy adaptation of that idea, because it gets a few shots on stage, but mostly it just stays to like live switching, which is what I assume that they did, and they cover enough. But there's such a large scale of that musical. Like, there's so much happening on stage. I want to see the ensemble. Like, I really do. I really love the ensemble of Hamilton and of any show. Like, they add so much more to it. And I feel like when you go to these close-ups, even from, like, you know, the audience, a zoomed-in close-up, it's an entirely different feel than a wide where you can see everybody. But, of course, no one wants to sit down and watch a pro shot that's just one wide angle of a show, right? Like, typically, that's not what people want to see, because if you're going to do a pro shot, you want to take advantage of the technology you have to convey the story through film. And that's where it comes down to the type of angles and close-up shots you can get for a film. And something about Come From Away that I thought they did lovely was they did creative angles from the stage. Like, there are close-up shots that come from behind the stage. It's really well done. And I don't think that any of this was shot without an audience. I don't know, of course, but at the very least, you can't tell that there are moments without an audience because you can hear them laughing and cheering and having emotions throughout it. And I think that that is so inherently important. Take a look at those live musicals they did that I've been working on a video about for over a year now, and I don't know when that's going to come out. But I've watched every single one of those live musicals they did on TV, right? And a problem that I have with some of them is that some of them just don't shoot with live audiences for certain scenes, and then some of them do. So you take a look at Grease Live. There are scenes where there's a live audience reacting to everything, and there are scenes when there's not, and they're just in a soundstage. And you can feel the energy in those scenes when they're on a soundstage compared to when there's a live audience. It's entirely different, right? Theater is about nurturing this environment with your audience and the actors on stage and the musicians in the pit. Everyone is coming together to create something and to have a shared moment and experience. And that's something that pro shots don't take advantage of very often. But the Come From Away one, I felt was a very good example of that. It's really well done. Like I felt like I didn't miss a single beat from Come From Away through the pro shot. And I guess that's really all I wanted to talk about is, like, go watch the Come From Away pro shot. It's spectacular, and it does pro shots in a way that they are seldom done. And there are other pro shots that I love, but the Come From Away pro shot is the first one where I felt like I gained something entirely different than I did from the actual stage version in a very good way. And that's something I think is worth paying attention to and is really lovely and great. I wish that more shows would do this. Like, wouldn't you kill to see something like a Hadestown pro shot that does a similar thing where they really focus on how creatively they can shoot it and get all the characters into it and focus on how they can film all of the staging in a creative way? Like, wouldn't that be amazing? I just love pro shots. I think they're really valuable, especially when they're done like this, and it's a shame that they're not super readily available on a wider scale. Like, yes, there is Broadway HD, and yes, there's the New York Public Library where you can go and sit down at their computers and watch any pro shot, but I wish that they were just more common across new musicals, right? I saw Some Like It Hot on Broadway. I would love to watch it again with that cast, right? I loved Christian Borle. I loved J. Harrison Ghee. I want to see their performances again, especially after J. Harrison Ghee won the Tony Award, right? I want to respect that performance and watch it again for preservation. And now here's the thing where I maybe talk about bootlegs. I'm generally anti-bootleg in the sense that I really hate people filming things, especially when it bothers other people in the audience. Like, that really pisses me off. Older bootlegs, I feel like, get away with this because they have physical camcorders and there's maybe not a light on them, so it doesn't really distract you. But then again, it really does bother me because it just distracts everyone in the audience, right? Now, I have no problem with watching bootlegs. I've seen my slew of bootlegs on the internet before of musicals. Don't arrest me. But I feel like I would never record one, and I don't think that anyone should record them because it takes away inherently from everyone in your row and behind you their experience and your own experience. Enjoy theater and live in the moment. Pro shots are something that the cast is aware of, the audience is aware of, and they all know going into it they're there for a pro shot taping, right? So I don't think it would take away, it might take away from the original experience. It would be a different experience though. And rather than taking away, it would just be something else and something important for preservation. I think that is super important. So go watch the Come From Away pro shot if you haven't. I really like it. It's very quite good. It's funny that I have merch and that I can wear it for this video. Is there anything on the back? Tell me if there's something on the back of this shirt. Oh yeah, there is. There's a little globe on the back. How exciting. I haven't worn this since high school, and it's funny because it definitely was way too big for me when I got it in high school. But now it's my size, because I'm all grown up. I'm an adult now. Anyway, thank you for watching. My battery life on this camera is great now. I bought new batteries. I've been shooting my videos with one battery forever. Like, I used to have other batteries, but they died, so now I'm just down to one. The Canon battery that came with my camera, and it's so nice to have extras because I gotta tell you, shooting long videos takes so long. Like, it takes so long to do. And it's so exciting to now have this opportunity to take a little less time shooting long videos because I can have multiple batteries charged. How exciting is that? Oh no, I don't have a yerba in the frame. Yerba mate, cracking one open. Definitely didn't drink this before the video and forgot to put it in the frame. Please sponsor me. Guayaki yerba mate. I love you so much. I love it. I love it so much. It's such a great drink. Thank you for your suggestions of things to talk about in the comments of the last one. Maybe I'll do like a comment shout out from my last video. I didn't take any of your suggestions yet, but some of these might be worth taking. Okay. I don't know how I hadn't seen this comment. This is my comment shout out from @Ravensforest Studios. As a former Regal employee, I hate this ad with a passion, mainly because no fucking Regal looks like this. They are all stuck in a pre-9/11 world. I don't know that I agree. The Regals I've been into have been lovely, but such a funny way to describe a movie theater. It's an interesting thought. How would movie theaters be affected by 9/11? Because certainly there's not any security at any of the movie theaters I've been to. But maybe I just live in a lax city. Maybe most movie theaters do have intense TSA pre-checks. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. I just felt like coming on and talking about the Come From Away Pro Shot. I felt like just making a video. I felt like setting up my camera and talking, which is a thing I've never done as a YouTuber before, until very recently. And it's been so fun to have a second channel to just throw this on. You know, low energy content, but still fun. Like, I'm having a good time making these videos. I'm editing another video right now for the main channel. Right now, it's 2 hours, 36 minutes, unedited. Sorry, I've only edited the first, like, 5 minutes or so. It won't be that long. It'll probably be long. It'll probably be over an hour, honestly. It's 20 pages, which is about how long the Illegal Hamilton video was, so strap in for that. That'll be a fun one. I'm working on a few other videos too. Comment down below. I'll feature you in the next one when I have something that I want to talk about on the internet. Yeah, thanks for watching. Shout out Yerba Mate. Goodbye.
Filling my diary with stickers. My mom screams, "Get down here, Portia!" And I just say whatever.